Good evening, sir.
Good
evening, sir.
Sir, today Ramanjane sir came, sir. You can keep the sir as co-host.
Today I have to do these things. Number one, questions that we can answer orally. I will frame some questions and I will require you to answer those orally without using pen and paper. Then I will discuss some questions when ARSS is also there. Okay. First, let us start the questions which we can answer orally only.
Sir, what is HUD, sir?
This is nothing, just relation between maximum height attained, time of flight, initial velocity.
Okay,
But I
sir.
prefer
Okay,
to call it as HUD. I prefer to call it as HUD. I will be giving it a triangle, HUD triangle. That there will be relation between H and T, H and U, and U and T. Each thing, if found, then we can get the other two. If I found time of flight, I can find the height and initial velocity. If I find initial velocity, I can find the other. Means any one thing can be is enough to get the other two. Okay, we'll see this also. But before that, let us have some practice. We will try to answer the questions orally. Starting with basic analysis first. If I throw a body upwards, with initial velocity let us say 30 meter per second. What will be displacement in 5 seconds? Distance traveled in 5 seconds. Time of flight maximum height attained. Take G equal to 10 meter per second square for easiness of the calculations. Okay. Can you answer these questions orally?
Yes, sir.
$25, sir.
For the first one,
30, sir.
25.
Okay, just take enough time, no problem. Think properly and then you tell me. So displacement in 5 seconds.
5
Whatever
meters, sir.
question
25.
25, whatever question they may have asked. I gave you enough time. You could have used S is equal to UT plus half a square also, and then also got the answer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But how did you do orally? Point is, how did you do it orally? I will do it in this way. By keeping one thing in mind, that velocity is changing 30 to 20, then 10, then 0. This is how velocity changes or not?
Yes, sir.
30,
Yes,
20, 10, 0, and then minus 10, minus 20, and minus 30. I have told you already that when a body is going up and it is returning down, if there is no air drag, then at the same places, the speeds will be same
Yes, sir.
in upward journey and in downward journey. You remember this? It means if the speed is 30 here and speed is 30 here, then when the speed again becomes 30, at that time the body has landed back on the ground, right or not?
Yes, sir.
Then only speed can become 30 again. It means at that time the body has again landed back on the ground. Also at maximum height, what is the speed? At maximum height, the speed is 0.
0.
So then let me
0.
write the time values. This was t equal to 0, t equal to 1, t equal to 2, t equal to 3, t equal to 4, t equal to 5, and t is equal to 6. So what is the total time of flight? I can tell quickly. 6 seconds. But at what time maximum height is attained? I can tell quickly. Maximum height is attained at t equal to 3 seconds. What is the maximum height formula? Displacement is average velocity into time. What is average velocity? At highest point 0, initially 30. Average will come out to be 30 by 2. I am answering now. Fourth one I am answering in this. What is the time of flight? Time of flight I can see from this table which I have here. This from this we can tell from this data. Time is 3. This is the time of maximum height because velocity is 0. And this is again back on ground. Back on ground because the same speed again. Okay. Here it is started from ground. We can verify the claims which we made yesterday. The time for upward journey will be equal to time of downward journey. What is the time for upward journey? 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
What is the time of downward journey again? 3 to 6 again.
3 seconds.
3 seconds. So time for upward journey and time for downward journey will be same.
Yes, sir.
What is answer? Answer is 15 to 3. That is 45 meters.
45.
That is the maximum height. That is maximum height. So we have answered already 2 questions. One we answered here, time of flight. Maximum height we answered already. This we answered here. Okay. This is answer for third. And this is now answer for fourth. What about answer for displacement in 5 seconds? After 5 seconds, what is the velocity? Minus 20.
Minus 20.
So let us answer first one.
30 minus 20 by 2.
Displacement will be equal to 30 minus 20 divided by 2 average velocity into time taken 5 seconds. That is equal to
25 meters.
25 meters. This is also done. Now we are left with one distance traveled in 5 seconds. I know already that in 5 seconds total, what is the distance covered in 5 seconds total? Displacement, sorry. Displacement is 25 meters. Means from the ground, it is at what height?
25 meters.
25 meters.
60 meters.
What maximum height attained is
45 meters.
45, sir.
45 meters. Then 45 in upward journey, how much it has come? It has to come down.
20
20 it has to come down.
Yes,
Then
sir.
what is the distance covered? 20 plus 45,
65.
65 meters.
65.
So distance covered also we are getting distance covered in 5 seconds is equal to 65 meters. If you are not understanding, again, there are different ways to do. I can do this way also. Up to maximum height, the total distance covered will be 45. After that, separately distance covered from in the remaining 2 seconds, extra 2 seconds. In those 2 seconds, the distance covered will be 20. So 20 plus 45 is equal to 65. We should remember this thing. What are the distances covered by body? If I drop a body, dropped body. What does dropped body means?
Decrease of compression.
Means initial velocity is
0.
0. It moves downwards with positive acceleration g.
initial velocity will be 0, or I think initial velocity I can say
0.
initial velocity is equal to
0.
the velocity of the person who is dropping the body. If the
Yes, sir.
person who is
Zero,
dropping
sir.
the body is himself at rest, then initial velocity will be 0. But if the person who is dropping the body, he is himself in a lift and lift is going upward with 5 meters per second, then even if he drops the body, it doesn't mean the body will have 0 velocity. Body will have same velocity as the person who is dropping it. Initial velocity same as that of person or machine or whatever person dropping the body. That is what we mean by drop. But normally you said initially that it means initial velocity 0. If they say that some person has dropped it and they are not saying what is the speed of the person at the time of dropping, then we will understand that the person, we will make assumption that the person was at rest only and he has dropped it. If for example, if person is standing on the tower and he is dropping, then obviously person is at rest. He's not doing anything, he's just standing at rest. So velocity will be 0 for the person. If velocity of the person is 0, then initial velocity is same as that of person, so that will also become 0. Always it will not be 0. Anyway, I am taking that special case where initial velocity is 0. Why that case is special? That case helps us a lot. We can do the problems easily if we use that one. Time in 1 second time. What will be the velocity after 1 second? 10.
meters per
Velocity after 2 seconds, and after 3 seconds, and after 4 seconds, and after 5 seconds, and after 6 seconds, and after enough, I think 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let us say it was a very long tower so that it does not strike the ground in between. It is just falling freely under gravity and not striking the ground. Then I can just simply say like table of 10. 10 2s are 20, 10 3s are 30, 10 4s are 40, 10 5s are 50, 10 6s are 60, 10 7s are 70, 10 8s are 80. Actually, it is not the table of 10. Actually, we are using the formula V is equal to GT because V is equal to UT, right? Sorry, V is equal to U plus AT.
GT.
If I take downward direction as positive, then I can write 0 plus G into T. Only for which
Yes,
case?
sir.
If I take downward as positive. So I am taking that. I am taking downward in this case as positive, or you can think that this is not the velocity, but it is just speed. then for speed it is positive only. Similarly, what about the displacement? 5 meters. Next time, how to find displacement? Average speed will become 20 divided by 2. 20 divided by 2. Why 20 divided by 2? Because initial velocity is 0. So final
Yes, sir.
velocity divided by 2. And that multiplied by time. Then what we get? We get it as 20 only. This one again, 30 divided by 2. 15 is the average speed.
45.
15 is the average speed. Multiplied by the time. Time is 3. So it will become 15 3s are
45.
45. 40 divided by 2. 40 divided by 2, 20. 20 into 4, 80. 50 divided by 2. 25. 25 into 5, 125. 60 by 2, 30 into 6. 70 by 2, 35 into 7. 35 into 7 is 200.
225.
225. And next is
Sir, why are
40.
you dividing by 2, sir?
Average speed. Formula for displacement is not velocity into time. You are again not remembering this side. You are thinking formula of
Distance by
displacement is
time.
velocity into time. What?
Distance by time, sir.
What is distance by time?
Speed equal to distance by time, sir.
That is wrong. That happens if the speed is constant. Speed is not equal to distance by time. Average speed is equal to distance by time. Please remember it. When will you learn average? And that you are telling me if it is a constant speed, then speed is distance by time. Huh? Speed is not equal to distance by time. Average speed is distance by time. What is speed? Speed is rate of change of distance with respect to time. That is d distance divided by time. That will be speed. You are telling distance upon time is speed. Then why we are differentiating? If the things are so simple, why are we even learning derivative also? Hello.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Speed is not a distance by time. Please understand it. Why are you saying such things? Speed is not distance by time. Average speed is equal to distance by time. And there's a lot of difference between average speed and speed. Okay. Understood or not?
Understood.
Understood, sir.
Just wait, boys.
Listen, average speed is distance by time. Speed is not equal to distance by time. Are you listening it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so learn it now. This is informally accelerated motion. Still, you are in those formulae only which are of uniform motion. In your mind, it is running like this. That the things are so simple. A body is falling from the top. It will cover 5 meters in the first time. Second time again, it will cover 5 meters. That is what you are thinking. It is completely wrong. You are thinking it is covering equal distances in equal intervals of time as it is falling down. The speed of the ball which is dropped, the ball which is dropped from the top of a building, in the first second it will cover what distance? 5 meters. In first 2 seconds it will cover what distance? 5 into 2 square.
Yes,
5
sir.
into 2 square. Which formula we are using here? We are using displacement is equal to half into gt square formula. Initial velocity is 0. We can get from that. Or another way I can say it is nothing but
U plus
it
V
is
by 2
average
into
velocity into u plus v by 2 into time, but u is 0 only, so I am just setting
yes,
v by
sir.
2
V
into
by
time.
2 into T.
Okay, that's why we are dividing by 2. Got it or not?
Got it, sir.
Or other way will be half gt square. Please, I don't know, but if you still now also you are thinking, I don't know, already 2 weeks passed and till now also you are having this perception that distance divided by time is equal to speed, then that thing itself is wrong. I don't know why it is still not getting into your mind that distance divided by time is average speed. Okay, not instantaneous speed. That's why we use this derivative formula. Why should we complicate the things otherwise? Because these we are not unnecessarily complicating. These give us the right speed. Rate of change of distance with respect to time is the speed. Anyway, now once we have understood this, try to get real idea that how it will be. In fact, I recommend you, why don't you just take a scale and see what is 5 equivalent to, what is 20 equivalent to. It is 4 times that, then it becomes 9 times the initial distance. How large the distance is becoming after every passing second. Okay, what is the difference of these two? 20 minus 5. What is 20 minus 5?
15.
What is 20 minus 5?
15.
That is right here. S nth. What is meaning of S nth?
Distance in each second.
Distance in nth second.
In the nth second, right? So let us find that. How to find that? First is 5. Second one will be 20 minus 5. That will be equal to
50.
that will be equal to 15. Then 45 minus 20.
25.
Hmm?
25. 25.
Next.
90.
95.
90.
Next is
55,
what
sir.
next? 10 is being added. Are you
Yes,
noticing
sir.
pattern? 5 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. Then again
40.
65 and then
75.
Sir, then
75.
Sir, 65 means it's wrong, no, sir.
Why?
245 should come, no, sir. There. That is 225, no, sir. 225 divided by 180, 45, no, sir.
225 minus 180 is equal to 45, right?
That should be
Let me check
245.
the calculation. Wait a second. 49 into 70 divided by 2 multiplied by 5. What is it? 35. 35 multiplied by 5.
Sir, that is
5 5s are
245.
25. 3 5s are.
Sir,
It is
not
wrong here.
245.
Right, it is 245. It is 245. It
Yes,
should be
sir.
245.
Then it's correct.
Now it
sir.
is okay. Right. So notice what is the pattern here. This pattern we should notice. And
Your
not second.
screen
It is
sharing
in
Sir,
odd
your
stops.
screen
multiples.
not visible.
Sir, screen sharing.
Screen share is off.
Wait a second. Let me start again. So screen sharing. Okay. Just a second. Is it visible now? Screen
Yes,
sharing.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So these are odd multiples. 1, 3, 5, 7 odd multiples. Okay. All right. Odd multiples. 1
Yes,
is to
sir.
3 is to 5 is to 7 is to 9 and so on. Okay. Now, this idea we should be having, means this thing should be in our mind. For example, if I ask you this question, what is distance covered by a particle which is dropped between t equal to 2 second to t equal to 7 second? You should be quick, very quick now. In 2 seconds, total covers 20 because 5 into 2 square, and in 7 seconds,
7
5
seconds.
into what? 49.
For 49.
That
sir.
is 245. Right?
245. 240.
So 245 minus 20.
20.
That difference.
225.
We can check what is the
meters.
difference to 225. So that distance.
Sir,
difference
without
between
u
t
plus
equal
v
to
by 2,
seconds.
what is the another formula, sir?
Which formula? For what?
Now you are using, no, sir. Time square into some.
Half pt square.
Okay, sir. That's okay, sir. Then.
S is equal to ut plus half it square.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Those
Understood.
see all those formulae, not like again one more thing. Those are all are
are
valid.
same, no,
Let me
sir.
write again. All are valid. U plus v by 2 into t. V
Yes,
square
sir.
minus u square upon 2a, and ut plus half a t square, and vt minus half a t square. All these are valid.
Yes, sir.
You remember all of these or not? You know this one,
Yes, sir. Remember,
and
sir.
you know
Remember.
this one also. Remember these two also. These all are displacement formula only. For time, it is always simple. It is nothing but v minus u by a.
Yes.
Right or not? Change in velocity
Yes, sir.
divided by acceleration.
Acceleration.
This it is comes from u plus at only. It is same thing, but written in a different way.
Yes, sir.
You may like you
interchange
you
the
may be
terms.
used interchanging. You may be used to this, but I prefer to think in this way. Why I prefer to think in this way? Because in this, it is like unitary method I am applying. Unitary method. For example, let us say change in velocity is 20. Let us say numerator is 20, and I know rate of change is 10 meter per second every second. Then how many seconds it will take to change 20? If 10 changes by every second, then 20 will be changed in 2 seconds. Is understood or not? Time will be 2. So this formula makes me visualize the situation more appropriately. I am able to visualize what is happening there. I think when I see this formula, I don't think in that way. I think as if it is written t is equal to v minus u by a, or as if it is written a is equal to v minus u by 2.
V minus u
We know
upon T.
this is also v minus u upon t. This is also acceleration formula. No? I prefer to think, although these three are equivalent only, but I prefer to think either in the first way or in the third way rather than in the middle one, v equal to u plus 8. Similarly, for displacement, I prefer to think in this way. First one, average velocity into time. Okay, it is matter of choice. If you are more comfortable with any one of these, you can use that one. Okay. Also, let us see now. If I throw a particle upwards with different speeds, I will give you now. There are 4 particles being thrown. One is thrown with 20 speed. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
30,
Yes, sir.
40 and 50 speed. There are 4 different speeds: 20, 30, 40 and 50. Now tell me, what would be the time taken to reach maximum height in each of these cases? Particle A, particle B, particle C, particle D. What will be the time taken by A to reach maximum height?
Two
2 seconds. 2 seconds, sir, from first one.
2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds.
2, 3, 4, 5, sir.
Right.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Exactly right. So simple, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. And you are getting pattern. How we are getting 2, 3, 4, 5? Because every second it is decreased by 10. Then it will take
10, sir.
to become 0. It will take 2 seconds. Every second it is decreased by 10. To become 0, it will take 3 seconds. Then you tell me in this case now, if I give you velocity, not 50 also, but u velocity, and acceleration, I don't give you 10, but I give you g. Now you tell me what would be the answer. You can
U
you
by
have
U
understood the pattern. Exactly right. So time taken to reach maximum height will be u by g. Okay, in general, now we can say time taken to reach maximum height. What should I call this? Should I call it
Time of ascent.
Time of ascent, sir.
time of
Time of
ascent, right?
ascent, sir.
And how do you represent time of ascent? What notation you give for this? What is symbol?
TA, sir.
Yes, sir.
Time
TA.
of T for ascent, time for ascent, right? Time for ascent, TM. What about time for descent? You know already time for ascent will
U
be
by
equal to
G.
time for descent, and that will also
Equal. Time of
If-
flight to U by G.
if it comes back
Resistance.
to the same place, then. But there are if it goes this way and comes this way, not then it will not be equal. Which case it will be equal? For the symmetry case, when it is rising from the same place and coming back to the same place only, then time of ascent will be equal to time of descent. But in this case, time of ascent will not be equal. In this case, time of ascent is less and time of descent is more. Time of descent is greater than time of ascent. And in this example, time of ascent is equal to time of descent. Depends on the situation, right?
Yes, sir.
particle thrown from the top of the tower. If it is thrown from the top of the tower, then it goes and finally it falls onto the ground, let us say. Then time of descent obviously will be more. Right. So what would be the time of descent in such cases when u and v are different? U is different, v is different. Then time of descent I can write as v by g, and time of ascent I can write as u by g. Here v will be greater than u, and therefore td will be greater than ta. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. What about height, maximum height attained? Maximum height attained formula.
U square by 2.
Let us again divide. Let us divide height also into two parts. Height of ascent and I don't know what word I should use for the descent case, but can I use height of descent only?
Yes, sir.
Height of descent. So height of ascent is height of ascent is average speed u by 2 into time for height. Time for height is u by g, but it will be now v by 2 average speed into v by g. It is u square by 2g. It will be v square by 2g. If ha is equal to hd, then u will be equal to v only,
Equal to U.
and both of these will be same. Both of these will be equal to u square by 2g. Right or not?
Yes, sir.
In such
Yes, sir.
cases, when the height is same for upward journey and for downward journey, height of ascent and height of descent is same. In those cases, I am saying I can write both as u square by 2g. Otherwise, there will be different formula. One more thing, it will happen many times that they may not give us this easy situation here like this. Just final velocity given and initial velocity given. Because if final velocity is given, then things become so simple for us. It is easy to get the time of descent. It is easy to get the time of ascent if initial and final velocities are given. But if they don't give us initial and final velocities, then how will you determine the time of flight? What is time of flight? By the way, time of flight will be equal to time of ascent plus time of descent. And what is the total
2u
distance
by
covered?
g.
Distance covered will be equal to height of ascent plus height of
Time of ascent
descent.
plus
That will
height
be
of
equal to not 2u by g. Let us not write 2u by g. Let us write u by g plus v by g, because sometimes situations may be in such a way that time of ascent may be different and descent may be different, right? Okay. This will become u square by 2g plus v square by 2g. Are you comfortable with this formula till now?
Sir.
Are you comfortable with this formula?
Yes, sir.
So far, means comfortable means is it so that you are able to recall these in any time now afterwards? You can recall this, or you have learned this already now or not? Total time of
Yes,
flight.
sir.
Total
Yes,
time
sir.
of flight will be, means learn this now only. I don't think that I will revise again and then I will learn. If you are not able to learn now, it means you are still not understanding the things properly. Okay, learn it within the class itself. Now you tell me, what will be the answer for such cases? If I give you, this is a tower again, sorry. From the top of the tower, again, something is thrown upwards with some velocity going up and then returning to the ground. Height of the tower is h. Height of the tower is h. Initial velocity is given as u. What we have to find? Find time of flight and find the final speed on the ground and find the I think I should ask easy questions first. Very easy question, displacement. And what is displacement? H is wrong. Upward positive. Displacement should be minus H.
Minus H.
Because initial to final, initial up, final down. Then if I take a vector displacement will always be from I to F. I to F means it will be pointing downwards. This is displacement vector. It cannot, if I take this as origin here, then this has to be taken negative, minus H. What about time of flight? Time of ascent plus time of descent. It will be easy to get the time of descent and ascent if I know V. So I think our main focus should be to get V first. U square plus 2A S plus 2 into G into H.
V square.
Under
Road
the-
north.
is it okay?
Minus
Are you
2 GH.
understanding this part or not? No. This
Yes,
was still not
Sir, G
understanding.
and
No,
H are minus, so positive.
One more thing I want to tell you, boy, the one who said it wrong. Let us say I think it is U square minus 2GH, because sometimes we may not think right in examination and we may commit such mistake. But I think this logic everybody has. Even those who don't study physics, they also have this logic that when the body is thrown up and finally it is falling down, the speed will be very much high as it goes on.
Yes,
This logic is there or not? So it is clear that V has to be greater than U. 100% right or not? Because V is, this point is below.
Yes, sir.
Below the
Yes,
speed
sir.
will always be high as compared to any point above. Okay. So whenever you are about to commit such mistake, then don't think that the formula is wrong, but try to correct where you commit, try to find out where you commit the mistake. And if you are not able to find out where you committed the mistake, and let us say it is your exam and you are not able to find out where you committed the mistake, then forget that part, but write answer plus 2GH only, because I know that finally it cannot be negative, it cannot be less, it has to be more than you. Okay. Understood now?
Yes,
Because
sir.
it has to be more only. Finally, we know that. So it has to be more. So it has to be U square plus 2GH. Right. And it really saves our time if we directly think in this way that it has to be more. So why should I waste in time thinking what is negative, what is positive? Directly write U square plus 2GH and we got the V value. Once we get the V value, what is the time of flight? Then time of flight will be U by G plus V by G. Answer. Simple. What about the distance covered? That is also very simple now. Distance covered will be equal to time of ascent
By time
U square by
plus
2G plus
time of descent.
time of descent plus V square by 2G. Answer for distance covered. So simple. See, so try to understand these formula are really so wonderful and so simple. You better learn in this way only. If you keep learning such formula 2U by G, etc., then those formula are applicable only for symmetric cases when it is same velocity upwards, same downwards. So let us learn such kind of formula. Okay. These ones. These will be helpful. Now, let us see one situation. I want to make that hut triangle now. Time is there to make it. Let us say height. I want to say height of ascent or height of descent, whatever height. Let's say one-sided height is given to us as h. And the corresponding velocity is given to us as u. Now you can take this to be upward velocity or you can take it to be downward depending on situation, whether it is height of ascent or height of descent. H U T hut. It looks like hut also, right? Does it look like hut or not? H U T hut.
Yes, sir.
What is the relation?
Yes.
What is the relation between H and U? Direct. If means what I mean by this arrow, U is given and you have to find H. U is given, H is to be found. Then I know U square by 2G is equal to H. We have already done this, right?
Yes, sir.
How to go backwards? Wait a second.
U equals square root of 2GH.
Wait a second, why I'm not able to write it properly. Yes, tell me now, what is it backwards?
Square root of 2gh.
Root of GH,
Square
U
root
equal to-
of 2gh, u is equal to this. Directly we know this also, right? And similarly, if I go from this to this side, time is equal to u by g. You already
by
know
G.
that. Similarly, if I go backwards, then u will be equal to g into t.
GT.
Similarly, if I go from this to this side,
The time of flight is 2u by g, no, sir.
Half GT square.
it is time of, obviously it is one-sided time only. Okay, wait a second, time of ascent, let us say ascent, right? Okay, no, what it will
Okay,
be
sir.
now, it will become h will become
UT.
Half gt a square.
g into t square. If I have to go other side,
Square root of 2h by g.
from this other side we can easily go. If you know one-sided formula, other side we can go from that equation only. If I take this equation, multiply by 2, divide by g, then I get time of ascent is equal to root 2 h by g. This h is also not the, it can be said as ha, ha. Similarly, I have formula for v velocity also, but I don't want to write that. Why not? Because if u changes to v, then a changes to d. Ascent becomes descent, but remaining formula are same only, right or not? Okay.
Yes, sir.
If u is
Sir,
replaced, yes,
HA equal to UT minus half GT a square.
I think you did not understand that this part, all this which we discussed so far, everything is lost. That's why I said, are you comfortable with this or not? I discussed everything here. I told you, I started with this basic example, 20 speed. And I said, what will be the maximum height attained? Average speed into time taken. What is the time taken? U by G. What is the average speed? Average speed is, final speed is 0 at the highest point or not? So average speed comes out to be U by 2. So U by 2 into U by G. I don't remember height of ascent as U square by 2G. How do I remember it? I remember it as U by 2 into U by G. This is my way of remembering it. Why? Because it is average speed into time taken. Now, are you not understanding this part? Then what is it? It is U square by 2G in upward journey. Similarly, for downward journey, it will become V square by 2G. Why it is becoming V square by 2G in downward journey? The reason is clear here again. Average speed into time of descent. What is height of ascent? That is average speed into time of ascent. Which part you are not understanding here? Tell me. I will explain again. Which part are you not understanding? Tell me.
He is asking that h equal to ut plus half gt square, no, sir. Then why you written only half gt square? He asking,
No,
sir.
I understood, but I think these doubts are arising only because I'm not saying those formula are wrong. Those are also 100% right. S is equal to ut plus half it equal, that formula is also 100% right. Okay, we are using those formula only. From those only we are getting all these things. But the point is, let us use that one also. I will use that and I will arrive at the same conclusions. If u is replaced by v, if u is replaced, sorry, I should say u is replaced by v, for descent. Okay. And all these formulas still valid. Now come to the question which he asked. What you said, can you say it again, please? Once again. Displacement is equal to ut plus half it square. Yes, it is equal to ut plus half it square. Now what? Tell me. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I agree that displacement is equal to ut plus half it square. So what is the problem in that? If it is going maximum height, then what is the height of ascent? Displacement. What is initial velocity? U only. What is time for the highest to reach at the highest point? That is time of ascent half of minus g into time of ascent square. I'm not saying that this is not right. This is also right. You want to verify by putting the value of maybe time as u by g. If I put it as u by g here and I put it as u by g here, what do I get?
Half
I will
G
be getting
TA square.
u square by 2g only. If I replace TA by u by g, and here also I replace TA by u by g, it will become u by g square. I will get u square by 2g only. You can check it. Getting same or not? Hmm?
Okay, sir.
Or I can also use VT
Go to
minus
Hut, sir. We can note.
for ascent. Wait a second. We can use this formula as well, but this formula, although we can use, but no need means need is not there. For ascent, I can also use this formula also. We can use it or not. For ascent, final velocity will be what?
Sir, h equal to
Zero, sir.
half G
Zero.
TA square you written as sir. In place of ut not you didn't write na sir. That's why he is asking sir.
In place of
Sir, h equal to half G TA square you written as sir. In place of ut not why you not taken? He's asking sir.
in this case here.
Yes sir. He's asking.
So you can see the reason here now. You will get the reason. Although I wrote this because of this example. Which example here? I have taken one example here. Where was that? That the body in the first second it covers what distance? 5. In 2 seconds, what it covers? 20. This formula is what? Half gt square. And you should know one thing. That okay, let me explain why it is so. I will explain that. What is the final velocity? You tell me. For ascent, final velocity is what?
0.
0 or not? Then
Yes, sir.
and what is acceleration? Acceleration is minus g or not?
Minus G.
What I get, and s is what? S is equal to ha, height of ascent. 0 minus of minus will become plus half of g into t square. Are you getting now?
Sir, at maximum height speed 0 sir, velocity.
Yes.
Okay sir. It was not asked by me sir, someone asked sir, so I explained sir.
It will be 0 at maximum height. The velocity will be 0. Reason? What is the reason? Whenever particle reverses this direction, then its velocity has to become 0. in between. Whenever particle reverses the direction, then velocity has to become zero also in between,
Zero.
right or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I told you by plotting BT graph. If I make BT graph, then if it has to change the direction from positive to negative, it cannot change direction without passing to zero. Okay, so momentarily it
Okay,
has to
sir.
become zero only.
Okay, sir.
Right. So that is it. I think we are clear now why HA is equal
Yes,
to
sir.
half GT square. This point is
Yes,
clear.
sir. Clear, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Clear.
If you are this formula, as far as this formula is concerned, I derived it before in some class. There is one formula, common formula. Common formula is UT plus half AT square. But VT minus half AT square is also valid.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Right. Next we have um, now, because the things are already so simple, so if they want to make the things complicated, they may give multiple masses, or they may ask the distance covered in maybe more time than it takes to strike the ground. In that case, it may bounce back again, and then it may have some other part of the motion also to be considered. In order to make it more complicated, they can also do such variations, or there may be this question, for example, you do once. If I drop a ball here, one ball is dropped, one is thrown up with velocity u, and one is thrown down with velocity u. Let us call A ball and B ball downwards, and C is dropped. Okay. Question was, I think, height of the building was not given to us, but it was given that time taken by B to reach down was given as T1. Time taken by A to reach the ground, strike the ground, is given as T2. T1 for B. Let me write. Time taken by balls A, B, and C to strike the ground are A and B to strike the ground are T1 and T2. Find maximum height reached by A. Find time taken by C to strike ground. Number 3, find height of the building. So we have to find height as well. These 3 things we have to find. Can you do it now? Please, I'm giving you some time. Attempt first. If situation is not clear, then you ask me. Although situation is very simple. 3 balls ABC. One is thrown up. It goes up, rises, comes down, strikes the ground. B directly strikes the ground. Time taken by A is T1. Time taken by B is T2 to strike the ground. What is time taken by C to strike the ground? That we have to find out. Which is just dropped. Okay.
The first one is minus UT plus half GT square.
First one is
Minus UT plus half GT square.
minus UT plus half GT square is what? One more thing, I think u is not given to you. Don't give answer in terms of u. U is not given. I have represented u just to tell you that the speed of A and speed of B is equal, but this is not given to you. Do it in this way. Don't put C u equal to 0. It will be confusing. U is not 0. The velocity of C is 0. It is just dropped. And remaining two are thrown with one with speed upwards, one with speed downwards. But u is not given to us. Answer should not be in terms of u. Answer should be in terms of T1, T2. In fact, we have to find u as well.
The first answer is half into g into t1 minus t2 by 2 whole square.
Maximum height is half into g into
Half into g into t1 minus t2 by 2 whole square.
right. Second one, try to get the others also, and maybe wait for some time. Don't answer anything till you get the last question also.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, their maximum height means with respect to ground or with respect to tower, sir?
Wait, see, let me check once. Find the maximum height reached by A. I did not mention. I should have
With respect
mentioned
to
maybe
ground only.
from ground. Maximum height reached by A from ground.
No, with respect to tower, sir.
Okay, your choice. From tower. From top of tower, I can say. From point of projection. We can determine both of these. If you want to determine this is also good enough, because this is also a question, what is the height of building? If I know height of building and if I know height above it, then I can tell the height from the ground also. I'm not able to share again. I don't know what has happened. I think you just wait. Ramanujan sir, I will be restarting my laptop once, iPad once. Okay.
Okay.
I will be restarting.